Hello, ogres, and welcome to episode 180. I forgot. Oh my god, this is what happens when I don't have a script.
Thank you for joining us as always on this.
Okay, I couldn't remember if I
breached Thursday evening, Earth date, January 17th, 2019.
See, you did it.
He's your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with him as always is me, the best host, the greatest ever, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon. Hi, Remington. How are you?
That was surreal. I'm doing well, Brandon. How are you?
Good.
You should do the intro from now on.
I don't know. I like you doing the intro. You have more of an intro-y voice.
An intro-y voice?
Yeah, you have the kind of voice that draws people in, whereas my voice, people are like, ooh, really?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to start off on this.
Don't want to be married to that for an hour and a half. Yikes. It's like Fran Drescher had a sex change. Which, joke's on you, Mr. Sheffield still loves me.
Jesus, you're on it today. Wow. I don't even know if I can compete with that. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
I got off work today. I worked a long shift.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor. I went to the doctor.
the doctor.
The doctor. Then I came here. And I just want to say, I appreciate when you go to Wendy's and you tell them you want a large drink, they give you a large fucking drink.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
That's as big as your head.
It is.
That's 42 ounces, 44 ounces, easy.
Is that a 2 liter?
I don't know. I don't know ounces from things. Well, I guess it just says 40 ounces. They really taper it on the end. That's what it is. See, they're full of lies, is what it is. They make a real big mouth to make you think that it's... And then you get in there and it's real tight.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about cups.
Yeah, talking about cups.
Even the fact that it's tapered still means that it's a giant drink.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's 40 ounces. That's a lot of soda.
And I know it's low-hanging fruit to comment on this. To be like, boy, what about these big drinks, eh?
It's like we're Americans. We like everything big and loud, hey!
But that's huge. That was $2.41.
Yeah.
42 cents, I think.
Yeah, but free refills.
Yeah.
So if you can get through 40 ounces of drink in the 15 minutes that you're standing there,
you can get more.
You can get more.
Did you ever keep the cups and then go in days later and get free refills?
You know, I mean, I always thought about doing it because I am a cheap bastard like that.
Yeah.
But I forget. I do reuse my cups, though. Like, I'll use a cup for days.
Like one of these?
Well, anything, really. Any cup that's around, if I remember to, like, bring it downstairs to fill it up with something, I'll use it.
I don't think you're really supposed to reuse these, though.
I used Ginger's cup from the night before earlier today, just because. I was like, hey, is this your cup? And she's like, yeah, but from, like, last night. And I was like, I don't care.
Well, are you filling it up with seltzer water there?
Yeah. No, whipped cream.
Oh.
Cool Whip. So what have you been up to the past week?
Well, my big excitement was I had to cancel my debit card.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's fun. This breach of things?
Breach of personal data.
Yeah.
Which will fit nicely into a story you have later.
It is. That's why I started the episode with breach.
I started the episode with breached, actually, because you dropped the ball.
Yeah.
You fucked it. You dropped the ball and then you fucked the ball.
Yeah. And now it's flat and the dog won't play with it.
The dog will still play with it. Dogs are disgusting.
That's true.
Bark, bark.
Bork. Bork, bork.
What's this? Bark, bark, bark.
I always thought it was funny when whoever came up with Bork just cracked me up. I mean, I like to pin it on Markiplier just because he did the, like, replacing cute little animals with his mouth thing. That was
really?
him. Yeah, that was him that mainstreamed that.
Oh, okay.
And whenever he would do a dog, he'd say, I'm a dog, Bork, Bork, Bork. Just cracked me up.
So no, my debit card, I was checking my account balance.
Mm-hmm.
And since like July, I've had credit acceptance pulling out a specific amount of money every fucking week.
Okay.
Like $86 every week.
Okay.
That's my car payment.
Uh-huh.
It adds up to my car payment plus extra interest where I didn't pay my car payment for a while because, you know, what are you going to do?
Right.
Sometimes you just don't want to pay for your car.
Yeah.
Well, then finally they called me and were like, hey, we're coming to tow your car.
Okay.
And I was like, hold on a goddamn minute here.
Yeah.
you've been taking $300 out of every check. You've never said anything before. Why are you towing my car? And they were like, no, we've never taken any money out of your account. The last payment you made was in July. So somebody somehow got my card information and was making car payments with my card for 6 months.
Okay.
So somebody was effectively stealing $300 some from me a month for close to 6 months.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I went to the bank finally after, because this just happened very, very recently. So I went to the bank and was like, hey, I need to cancel this. So they canceled it. They called my card hot. So my card's a hot card now.
Ooh.
Which sounds
Spicy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sensual.
And I have to wait fucking 10 to 12 business days to
Right.
get my new card.
Yeah.
So I have to live solely on cash like a prostitute. I'm sorry, like a sex worker.
They don't know if that's any better.
Sex worker is the preferred term now.
I see.
I keep up to date on this stuff. I'm woke.
God damn you. Oh, you're killing me today. So, okay, so what about the car then? Like, what about the car people? Did you call them and be like, hey, so apparently this is what happened?
Yeah, so I just have to make payments to take care of it.
Okay, so they're cool about it.
Yeah, my car's not being towed anymore.
That's good.
I've been working on a bunch of D&D stuff.
Yeah?
And I've been trying to throw myself more into like the podcast stuff and D&D stuff.
How do you mean?
Like spend more time with it, immerse myself in it more.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Read more stuff. Because I mean, when I'm not doing anything, like I've mentioned before, my therapist has been like, you need hobbies, dude. You need hobbies.
Yeah.
And I told him I play D&D and I do a podcast. And he's like, those are both great. Spend as much time doing those as possible instead of what you're doing now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Which is laying around, drinking coffee, chain smoking, and reading Reddit.
And playing video games.
I play Pokemon quite a bit, yeah. Which is a hobby, to be fair.
Yeah, it is, but there's this disconnect when you're playing a video game versus when you're actually doing something.
Mhm.
Like, you can put yourself kind of in the mindset that you're completing goals in it, because that's really what it's all about. You want to set yourself some goals to complete, little micro goals.
Yeah.
And you move toward those goals, and once you complete one, you set a new one.
Like leveling up my Kadabra.
Yeah, exactly. But, you level up your Kadabra all the way, or you get tired of your Kadabra, and then you just, oh shit, where am I going to go now?
Yeah.
I guess I'll work on the Bulbasaur, whatever. So, any progress in any video games?
No, not really. I haven't been playing video games a whole lot. I've been trying to focus on D&D stuff.
That's cool.
They had a Humble Bundle sale recently. I think we mentioned it last week.
Yeah, it had just ended, yeah.
Yeah, where you could get a whole bunch of D&D modules for like $8.
Yeah.
You got like 20 books or something crazy.
Yeah.
I did the $1 one, which still gave me like 7 or 8 books.
Right.
So I've just been reading over those, getting ideas, planning out where we're going to go next.
Right.
I really want to pick up the pace because it's been kind of slow lately with all our political stuff.
Yeah, the last few sessions have really been kind of politic heavy.
Yeah.
And while it is fun to play, it can be mentally draining. If you're doing a battle, it's just psh, 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 and you're just dropping good Foley everywhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was some pretty good Foley work.
Thanks, man.
Psh, psh, psh.
See, you get a little more bass in it. Oh, now you're shooting like laser cannons in space.
That's like my laser gun noise. This is good listening.
Stupid. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I'm getting ready for you guys to have stuff to fight.
Cool.
An actual dungeon to enter again. So we'll need to roll out your big tiled mat.
Yeah.
For us to draw on.
Nice.
So it's about a medium-sized dungeon. Nothing compared to the Sunless Citadel.
Yeah.
But it's like a 80 or 90 page book I'm going off of.
Oh, wow.
So it's cool. It did something really neat because you know how a lot of modules will be like, this is a module for players 5 to 8.
Yeah.
And you start at 5 and it'll get them up to 8.
Right.
I think that that's really prohibitive to throwing it into an adventure.
Yeah.
This one you can play it at any level.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, so here's the monsters. If you're doing what levels 1 through 5, here's the DCs for stuff, here's the monsters. 6 through 10, here's the DCs, here's the monsters, etc. all the way up.
Okay, cool.
Which is really cool. So I'm going to run you guys at the 1 through 5, so you'll probably be at the high end of killing stuff.
Yeah.
I thought about going 6, but I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's 6, then that puts you in the 6 to 10 bracket,
Yeah.
which means you're coming across stuff that may be level equivalent to something made for a 10th level character.
Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, as a DM or as a player, we need to know when to run.
Mm.
And as a DM, you need to know when to not let things chase us.
Yeah.
So coming across a 10th level thing that could wipe out the entire party isn't necessarily a bad thing. We just need to realize that, oh shit, this is going to fuck us up. And then say we do engage it, and then we quickly realize our error. Then you as a DM have the ability and even the responsibility to
Punish you.
let us get out of it.
Oh, see, I went a totally different direction.
Yeah, you did. You took it a little harsh there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just something that we don't usually do because we tend to DM on the fly and we just pull monsters out of the book as we go.
Which is what I do. I'll just scroll through and like, this thing's level 5. That sounds good.
Yeah, and then we throw it in. And
devil, sure.
on all of a sudden, or when I asked for a Dread Wraith. And then you were like, are you sure you want a Dread? I was like, yeah, it couldn't be any worse than a regular Wraith. It was. It was way worse than a regular Wraith.
So what about you? What have you been up to? You're in school now.
Yes. So
how's that been going?
I have had my first week of school. I only go to school 2 days, but I have all of my classes crammed into it. So I am at the school from 8 a.m. to 5:15 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I've got four classes and a yoga class.
A yoga class?
Yeah, I'll get to that here in a second.
Okay.
So still trying to find my way around the school, right? First is Fundamentals of Speech with Logan Mace, which I don't know if you remember Logan or not. He used to play guitar. He was in a band for a long while.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is he the teacher?
Yeah, he's the teacher.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of nice because you see a familiar face and get to BS a little bit, catch up. Not during class because I'm respectful.
Mm.
And let's see here. After that is something that has to do with economics. No, I don't remember what the second one is actually called. Maybe it's a communications. I don't know. And then after that, in the same room is microeconomics, which I have found strangely interesting.
Okay.
Like I thought I was going to be bored with it, but I was like, oh no, that's kind of cool. We get to see how all of these things are working together.
Yeah.
And I'm only kind of in the first chapter. After that, I have a little bit of a break, and then it's just an English class, which is interesting. We haven't really gotten into the things yet, and the teacher likes to go on tangents. He's kind of spastic, and I'm in the back of the room because I ended up coming into apparently everybody went to that class early for whatever reason. So my seat is all the way in the back, which I find very troublesome. I would prefer to sit up front.
Yeah.
That way I can pay attention to the teacher, and he runs his class kind of loose. You know, I mean, you've been to college before.
Yeah.
And there are some professors that just don't give a shit if somebody is talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because they're going to teach, they're going to get paid, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not paying attention, that's your fault, because you would suspect college to be a place for adults.
Right.
You know, and if you're going to be disrespectful, whatever. But it affects me, who wants to be respectful and wants to learn and wants to listen, because I'm sitting beside people who fucking want to run their mouths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and of course the teacher doesn't have to do anything about it because fuck them.
Yeah.
You know, that just means they'll fail. That's their money that they're wasting. But it's also affecting the money that I'm wasting.
Mm.
So between his being spastic and people sitting beside me chit-chatting, I find it a little hard. I'm going to have to talk to him privately and be like, hey, can I rearrange where I'm sitting? Because we're in a computer lab on top of that.
For your English class, you're in a computer lab?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is, and it's awkward, and it's kind of hard for me to pay attention to him. So, I don't know. I'm going to have a discussion with him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cracking your knuckles kind of discussion?
Yeah. Listen here. That was my actual knuckles cracking if it comes through.
Yeah, I think it will. It was pretty loud.
Yeah. So, after my English class, I have a pretty decent break. Like an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Before my history class. And it's with Kreitz, who...
Christ?
Kreitz.
Oh.
Krites. The guy who runs Geek Hammer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a teacher. He's a history teacher out there. So I'm pretty comfortable in his class as well. But I went down to the lunchroom and I grabbed a little bite to eat, and then I had a lot of time to kill, and I was going to go to the little gym that they have because you have free access to a gym.
Oh.
So that's nice. And I was looking around and I was debating on whether or not I wanted to go take some laps, get my walking in, or go to the gym. And a older, shorter, thin lady was like, "You look confused. Do you need something?" And I was like, "Well, not really. I have another hour before I have to get to my next class, so I was just trying to decide what I was going to do." And she said, "Well, I'm getting ready to teach a yoga class. You want to sit in on that?" And she was like, "You get a credit out of it?" And I was like, "I love yoga. So yeah, whatever. That'll be a perfect thing for me to fill an hour." I found out that it's a little too late for me to actually slide it in.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't get the credit for it, but it's only a half semester class. So I could always put it in next, or when it comes open again.
Yeah.
And get a credit out of it. But either way, I mean, I'm still going to do it because it gives me something to do.
So you're going to be all like creepy flexible.
I'm already creepy flexible.
Not as flexible as I'd like.
Oh, really taking it to the next level over here.
Oh.
So anyway, school finishes up, I go through it, and I am tired because I haven't had a job since October 21st. So I've been more or less bibbity booping around the house. See, I went with something different than bebopping.
Yeah, you did. Bibbity booping.
Yeah. And I haven't been getting the exercise that I need. I haven't been getting the sleep that I need. I haven't been getting the movement in general that I need. And it's surprising how much your body will atrophy over that many months.
Oh, I imagine.
So the first day there, I think I walked the whole day. I ended up breaking 10,000 steps, which is about 5 miles. And I hadn't done that since I was working at the stores. So my body was like, ah. And let's see, yesterday, which was my second day, I had done, I think, 6,000 or 8,000 steps by the end of the day. No, 9,000 by the end of the day. So in a full day, I'm starting to get back up to the 9,000 steps, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to get back into that. We stopped at Sam's Club and bought some stuff for me to take. That way I'm not spending a ton of money at the cafeteria.
Which can get expensive.
Yeah. Honestly, the food isn't all that expensive there, and it's really nice quality. I mean, it's made in a kitchen right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think a calzone, I bought a calzone for like $2.65. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It was a good size. Expensive. Yeah. I mean, whenever I do need to eat there, it'll be worth it, but I just got to watch what I eat. That's my big thing. And I've got to snack a little bit throughout the day.
Yeah.
I got to bring something to snack upon in between classes or whatever. So other than that, trying to try to manage my time. I'm not very good at time management. So I need to manage my time, do homework, figure out podcast stuff, work on Lurk Squad stuff, editing, this and that and the other.
Yeah, you're going to be busy as shit for a while.
Yeah, so as long as I can wrap my head around a schedule for it and just sit down and complete it, then I should be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's my next challenge. But I'm pretty excited. I'm having a good time. Well, I mean, we just started. Yesterday was like the first day for things.
Yeah,
technically, even though we had school the day before, or school the Monday before, it was just basically an introduction to the classes. So we actually started getting into things, and then Martin Luther King Day is coming up the next Monday, so we don't have class that day, which kind of sucks. I would honestly rather just go to class and
instead of honor Martin Luther King.
Well, it's just because it puts a hold on everything.
Okay,
I will slap the shit out of you. Yeah, I mean it throws the, oh my god, why can't I word? It throws my schedule off.
Oh, that's the word you were looking for, was schedule?
Yes, fuck you. Yes. It throws my schedule off, having a day off,
Yeah.
So I've already cemented all Mondays and Wednesdays. I've got school. And now throwing a monkey wrench into it with national holidays.
I would say just plan for your Monday to be a boring day then. Just don't do anything.
Or do a bunch of blow.
There you go.
Mm.
Ing. Bunch of blowing.
No, just blow.
Like cocaine?
Yeah.
God, you go back to this cocaine well quite a bit.
I love cocaine. I'm sorry. Don't do drugs, kids.
Unless it's cocaine.
Mm-hmm. I'm Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown. I do cocaine. No? Metalocalypse.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I never really watched much Metalocalypse.
Really?
Which is weird because I love Brendan Small.
Yeah.
Whole Movies was one of my favorite cartoons.
Yeah, it was really good. That's where I learned about H. John Benjamin.
Yeah.
And he's awesome.
Coach McGurk.
Yeah. And Brendan. Or, who was the little fat friend?
I don't remember. I don't know who
Jason. Jason.
Yeah.
Well, he did the voice for both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For Coach McGurk and Jason.
You did the voice for Jason?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
You learned something new.
Yeah. That's about the only time that he's ever done a different voice.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm H. John Benjamin.
He's like, not Patrick Stewart. What is his name?
Patrick Warburton?
Yeah. Where you just go in and you just speak in your normal voice and you get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's such a unique voice anyway.
Yeah.
So you've been picked for the part for your voice.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Really.
For sure. It is. All right, so let's get into some stories. I'm going to, since you started off the podcast with the breached word of the day, I guess I'll break into my story first. So this comes from PCGamer.com. A massive data dump exposes 770 million email addresses and 21 million passwords.
Holy crap.
So this is another breach of information. And it seems like it's from all over the place. It's a compiled list that was released onto a hacker network, a hacker forum. Have you changed your passwords lately, Brandon?
No.
Perhaps you should, or better yet, consider using a password manager. That's the advice of security researcher Troy Hunt, who recently spied the largest ever collection of compromised accounts. The guy is Australian, Troy Hunt. I had to look him up a little bit just because I wanted to decide on whether or not I wanted to do an accent.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should.
I think you should go for it.
Okay.
Fortune favors the bold, Remington.
I'm a little parched, so this might end badly. Or start badly.
Hello. Nailed it.
All right. Last week, multiple people reached out and directed me to a large collection of files on the popular cloud service Mega. The data has been since removed from the service. The collection totaled over 12,000 separate files and more than 87 gigabytes of data. One of my contacts pointed me to a popular hacking forum where the data was being socialized, Hunt said in a blog post. Hunt took it upon himself to sort through nearly 2.7 billion rows of email addresses and passwords, which included some junk because hackers don't always neatly format their data dumps into an easily consumable fashion. Nevertheless, he found a staggering number of unique email addresses, nearly 773 million of them, along with over 21 million unique passwords. To be clear, this is not the result of a single data breach. The collection of data compromises many different individual data breaches from literally thousands of different sources. Nefarious data dumps are not uncommon, sadly, but never before has anyone seen one as massive as what Hunt labeled as, quote, collection number 1.
That's
ominous.
Yeah, I was going to say that's an ominous name for it.
Yeah. It's not likely that all of the data is accurate, and much of it might be outdated. Hunt says the process of verifying data breaches is often a non-trivial exercise. However, he also said he recognized many breaches in that list that he knows to be legitimate, including ones containing his own personal data.
Oh, wow.
What I can say is that my own personal data is in there, and it's accurate. Right email address and password I used many years ago. Like many of you reading this, I've been in multiple data breaches before, which have resulted in my email addresses and, yes, my passwords circulating the public, Hunt said. Hunt runs the Have I Been Pwned website, which is a real website.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Have you? Where users can input their email addresses to see if it is known to have been compromised, and if so, in which data breaches. The site doesn't store any passwords, though he has added a similar tool that lets you input a password to see if it too has been compromised. Hunt's big takeaway from all this is that it reinforces the notion that people should be using a password manager. You have too many passwords. I'm done with the Australian voice, by the way.
Okay.
You have too many passwords to remember. You know they're not meant to be predictable, and you also know they're not meant to be reused across different sources or services. If you're in this breach and not already using a dedicated password manager, the best thing you can do right now is to go out and get one, Hunt said.
I've been pwned 6 times.
Oh, nice. Dueling Ogres has only been pwned once. The Dueling Ogres Gmail specifically.
Really?
Yeah. Hunt himself uses 1Password, though there are other options, notably LastPass. Barring a password manager, Hunt recommends going old school and writing down passwords in a notebook. It might be contrary to traditional thinking, but writing unique passwords down in a book and keeping them inside your physically locked house is a damn sight better than reusing the same one all over the web, Hunt said.
You went back to the accent again.
I did, but that's because the damn site, him using the term damn site, made me immediately recognize that he wasn't speaking American English.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the dead giveaway. I went ahead and actually looked for 1Password. Pricing on that for a single person is $3 a month billed annually. And LastPass is actually free to use for a single user.
Oh, okay.
They will give you a 30-day free trial of Premium, which runs $2 a month, probably billed annually as well for $24.
Yeah.
Which means that you're going to have to put in your password or your credit card information.
Of course.
More than likely. I haven't done it yet, but more than likely that's what'll be the case because they'll want to hit you with that renewal.
Yeah.
That's just how these businesses work.
Yeah, you have to be the one to remember to cancel it.
Yeah. So if you do LastPass because it's free, make sure that you mark the day on your calendar that it's going to charge your credit card for a year's worth of protection.
Yeah.
Of premium. So, but still a very good idea. I absolutely recommend. We're not affiliated with either of them. So whichever one tickles your pickle the best, use it. And protect your passwords.
I use the same password for everything, too.
I use a lot. I have about 7 passwords that I use, all of which I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that this might entice you to use a password manager at all? Or are you just going to keep doing what you're doing?
I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to change up my password some. I'm probably going to go, like he said, old school and keep a notebook somewhere.
Yeah.
Because especially after having my debit card breached,
right?
I'm way more aware of how it can happen now.
Yeah. It's kind of an odd thing because you'll get breached. I mean, it's an inevitability.
Yeah.
Really. You'll get breached and then you'll do some things and you'll take care of it and you'll say, okay, now I feel safer. And then you'll just fall back into the same habits.
Yeah.
Now you use a lot of 2-factor authentication.
Mm-hmm.
You said. So, which is something that I am trying to get myself more into. I have a lot of 2-factor authentication stuff rolling out, but a lot of sites still don't offer it.
No.
Which is unfortunate.
The only thing I don't like about 2-factor authentication is you have to give your phone number a lot of times, which I know probably goes to another data collection service where now they have your phone number for whatever reason or they can sell it off.
I mean, yeah, but your phone number is super easy to get. I mean, I can look up your phone number on the internet and likely find out who you are.
Yeah, I know. It's still, I just don't like...
And I'm not even a hacker.
I don't like my data being sold.
Yeah.
But our data is sold constantly, all the time. Every place you go where you put in your information is being sold.
That's a little...
Nope, it's 100% accurate.
It's a little, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Hyperbolic?
No.
True? Factual?
No, it's
correct?
Not true or factual.
You're
because
right,
I don't sell anybody's information when they put in their emails on our website.
Not yet, you don't.
I wouldn't ever anyway.
As soon as you can find out a way to monetize it.
No.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
You're doing it?
I'm selling it.
You never get on our website whenever.
I go to our website to listen to our podcast. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I put it up there for you. You're probably the only one who listens through the website.
I'm ones. There are ones of us.
So what do you have? Give me some story, Brandon.
Let me pull it out.
Pull it up.
No. I was right the first time.
Pull it up and out.
Pull it up and out. I guess I'll go with tech news since we're on the tech news bubble right now.
Okay, sounds good.
Facebook is trying out a new feature that lets you share your upcoming events directly to your story so you can see if your friends are interested.
Okay, say that again?
So you know how you can add to your story on Facebook now?
Yes.
Like you take a picture and then when somebody clicks on it, or you take a stupid meme or whatever and they click on it and it's timed.
Yeah.
It's how Instagram has done it for a while.
Yeah.
You can now post events to your story. So like if we were to create an event like Dueling Ogres first annual barbecue
and bar mitzvah.
Barbecue bar mitzvah.
Right.
Barbecue mitzvah. No, I can't do it.
You don't have
I can't portmanteau.
No, you don't have to portmanteau everything, Brandon.
You tell that to my mom. Tell that to my mom. Right now you create that event. It's out there. You invite friends to it. They like it.
Right.
They're rolling out where you can post it to your story. So now your friends can interact with it directly through your story and you can see in real time who is coming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then as they comment, you can then add them to a group chat.
Oh, interesting.
If you decide to share an event to your story, friends will see a tappable sticker within your story that shows event details and they can directly respond if they're interested in going.
Huh. Do you think it's a feature that you would use?
No, but I don't create events.
True. Well, I mean, would you join other people's events that way?
Yeah. I don't really.
It would work really well
people's
for
stories,
Ginger's
though.
thing.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Where she, so for those of you who don't know, my girlfriend works for a company called Van Tel Pearls, and she opens oysters on a live show on Facebook. And she sets up events and runs through that whole category. So this would be information that might be another way for her to reach more people. So is this available for pages or is it just for individuals? Or does it say?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
But it's trying out the feature right now, so you'll probably see it roll out in a future update.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, it is a perfect thing for pages. But there are a lot of times where Facebook doesn't show pages the love that they need.
Well, the pages is deeply flawed, I feel like.
Yeah, there's a lot of convolution in pages.
One of the things I think is really neat, like I mentioned, is that you can add people to your group chat.
Yeah.
So you can see 5 people are coming to my event. Boom, I'll hit a button. Now I'm in a group chat with these 5 people and I can be like, hey, so make sure to bring bathing suits and snippers.
Yeah. For the
barbecue mitzvah.
Barbecue mitzvah, yeah.
Yeah.
Snippers.
Everybody gets a turn. Snippity snip. It's a community thing.
Yeah.
It's all about community.
It is.
And this was an interesting side note with the story as well. According to a Pew Research Center 2018 survey, 44% of millennial and Gen Z users removed the Facebook app from their smartphones.
Oh, really?
44%.
Yeah. I mean, Facebook has been lousy with a lot of things. It's primarily toted for the fake news.
Mm-hmm.
It is toted for selling your information. It is toted for just a poor user experience and people preferring to use Twitter.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that the younger generations don't like about it.
Yeah, I still use it, but I need a new platform. We discussed this, I think, on last week's episode.
Maybe, yeah.
Or a week before that. One of them. That we need to find a new platform. I need to find a new social media platform that people are using.
Well, that you can get attached to.
Yeah.
In regard to the Dueling Ogres. Because that has been the hang up is, us never getting above 385 likes on Facebook.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that bugs you for some weird reason.
Because I want more exposure. The more likes you have, the more exposure you have.
Yeah, but
it means you're growing. If we get organic likes on Facebook, it means that we're growing. And I know that there's a lot of it is an arbitrary number.
It is. I mean, we have 604 followers on Twitter.
Damn.
Yeah. See?
I should care more about Twitter.
There you go. I mean, that number is bigger there. And you can just switch your account very easily on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can log into the Dueling Ogres one and add it as a separate account and just switch back and forth. It's very simple, very user-friendly.
Yeah, it's a lot more confusing and convoluted. I don't know if anybody out there has run a Facebook page.
Yeah.
While also having a personal page, but it is a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is. They try to throw so much shit into that wall, and it just doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of us getting old and not being able to use technology,
What?
focusing in on specifically Facebook and fake news, this is from The Verge.
Oh, I saw this story.
People older than 65 share most of the fake news, a new study finds.
This is not a shocker to me at all.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah? So is there a particular reason why you say it isn't?
Because the older generation is fucking stupid.
Wow, that was really angsty.
Get out of my way, Grandpa. Skateboarding across your fucking face, you old man.
Older Americans are disproportionately more likely to share fake news on Facebook, according to a new analysis by researchers at New York and Princeton universities. Older users shared more fake news than younger ones, regardless of education, sex, race, income, or how many links they shared. In fact, age predicted their behavior better than any other characteristic, including party affiliation. So let's say that 65-year-old grandma is a staunch liberal. She is still more likely to share fake news than an equivalent...
Than a 25-year-old conservative.
Yeah, exactly. Or an equivalent 65-year-old conservative grandma.
Yeah.
Is where I was going, but yes. The role of fake news in influencing voter behavior has been debated continuously since Donald Trump's surprising victory over Hillary Clinton in 2016. That sounds a little biased, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if surprising was the word that I would use for it, because even a lot of the liberal people that I talked to weren't really keen on having Hillary.
Yeah.
At least one study has found that pro-Trump fake news likely persuaded some people to vote for him over Clinton, influencing the election's outcome. Another study found that relatively few people clicked on fake news links, but that their headlines likely traveled much further via the news feed, making it difficult to quantify their true reach. The finding that older people are more likely to share fake news could help social media users and platforms design more effective interventions to stop them from being misled. Today's study, published in Science Advances, examined user behavior in the months before and after the 2016 U.S. presidential election. In early 2016, the academics started working with research firm YouGov to assemble a panel of 3,500 people, which included both Facebook users and non-users. On November 16th, just after the election, they asked Facebook users on the panel to install an application that allowed them to share data including public profile fields, religious and political views, post to their own timelines, and the pages that they followed. Users could opt in or out of sharing individual categories for data, and researchers did not have access to the news feeds or data about their friends. About 49% of study participants who used Facebook agreed to share their profile data.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Researchers then checked links posted to their timelines against a list of web domains that have historically shared fake news as compiled by, wait for this, BuzzFeed reporter Craig Silverman, which arguably BuzzFeed is not necessarily the best place to get your news.
BuzzFeed is very sensationalistic.
But they do a good job at compiling data.
Yeah, for sure.
So I will take that with a grain of salt, but I will give them props for compiling the data.
Agreed.
Later, they checked the links against 4 other lists of fake news stories and domains to see whether the results could be consistent. Across all age categories, sharing fake news was a relatively rare category. So, even though 65 and up are more likely to, it's still a rare occurrence, is what they're saying. Only 8.5% of users in the study shared at least one link from a fake news site. Only 8.5%.
Okay.
Not very much. Users who identified as conservative were more likely than users who identified as liberal to share fake news.
Okay, so that goes against what you just said.
No. We're breaking down the categories now.
Yeah, users over 65 who are conservative are more likely to share fake news than liberals.
Yes. But in the age category, I was talking about sharing fake news in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now we're breaking down the categories. 18% of Republicans shared links to fake news sites, compared to less than 4% of Democrats. The researchers attributed this finding largely to studies showing that in 2016, fake news overwhelmingly served to promote Trump's candidacy.
Yes.
But-
Thanks to Russia.
But older users skewed the findings. 11% of users older than 65 shared a hoax, while just 3% of users 18 to 29 did. So that means that Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative, the older people were the ones who were more likely to share a fake news.
Okay.
So that's why I wasn't incorrect. I didn't go back on what I said. It was still more likely that they would,
Yeah.
as just because they're older.
Mhm.
Facebook users ages 65 and older shared more than twice as many fake news articles than the next oldest age group of 45 to 65. More than twice the number. And nearly 7 times as many fake news articles as the youngest age group, 18 to 29.
I mean, that's not surprising. Why do you think this is?
Well, they actually go on to it, which part of it is I agree. I will go down, I'll just kind of skip some of this. If you want to read the full article, I'll put it up in our show notes, of course. So the study did not draw a conclusion about why older users are more likely to share the hoaxes, though researchers point to 2 possible theories. The first is that older people who came to the internet later lack the digital literacy skills of their younger counterparts.
Which would be where I would lean towards.
Mm-hmm. The other is that people experience cognitive decline as they age, which is a true thing.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more likely you are to fall victim to a scam.
Mhm.
Because as you get older, you lack the ability to tell yourself, oh, wait a minute, this sounds like a scam.
Yeah.
As you know, it's easier to sell something to an old person from a sales perspective.
Is it?
Yes. It is 100% easier to get them to drop more money.
Are you selling cocaine to the elderly?
Yes. Constantly.
Is it easy?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't think the elderly would be into cocaine. so
Listen,
much.
you know the old term, one bump and you're sold?
No.
Okay. Well, one bump and you're sold, Brandon.
Okay.
You only need half a bump for an old lady.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I would think it would be multiple bumps.
Nope. Just one bump.
Half a bump.
Half a bump.
Damn.
Half a bump.
That's less bumps than I would think.
Yeah. So there you go, kids. Sell cocaine to your grandmas. Oh. So yeah, like I said, there's quite a bit more to the article. I don't want to bore anybody anymore with me reading off of it, but yeah, watch out for your grams and gramps, kids.
Yeah.
Keep them off the old internets. Don't let them share bogus news stories.
They're going to anyway.
They are, but you can help out by making them aware.
No,
and
they
don't-
won't give a shit.
and don't
they
call
won't
them-
care.
Well, here's the thing. Don't call them out right there on their fucking post. Just be like, hey, Graham, slide into the DMs, slide into your grandma's DMs, and be like, listen, Grams, this story that you shared about the mongoose that mauled the kid in Libya, it doesn't exist. It's not a thing. I'm sorry, it's fake news. You might want to just go ahead and delete it, just because you don't want you don't want to spread misinformation. There are no mongooses in Libya.
But it feels like, and I'm getting embroiled in politics here for a moment, it feels like the fake news that's shared, and as the article said, there's a lot more right-wing fake news right now.
Mm-hmm.
The people who share it a lot of times share it maliciously. Share it where they don't give a shit whether it's true or not. It just, as long as it makes the other side look bad, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You look at like the things that Trump says about where his poll numbers are.
Yeah.
The things that Trump says on Twitter daily that are false.
Mm.
That people will defend and either say, no, he's right, even when all empirical evidence shows that he's not.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll just say, who cares if he's lying?
Right.
I've seen people argue that before online. Like, legitimately argue, like, well, of course he's going to lie. He's got to make himself look better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's maddening. This whole time that we live in is fucking maddening.
Yeah.
The whole fake news thing, which started out, if you remember, fake news was used by the left to refer to the right-wing fake news that was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Donald Trump co-opted the term fake news And that's why you see now a lot of very conservative right-wing people will just call anything that goes against Trump fake news.
Right.
CNN is fake news, MSNBC fake news, NBC fake news.
Yeah.
It's all fake news if it's not Fox or Breitbart or InfoWars, and inexplicably InfoWars.
Yeah, for sure.
It gets me riled up and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
It really
I understand.
does.
And it's all over the place. And it's very frustrating because, fake news in general and the yelling that goes back and forth. And it used to be that the news was a thing that you could actually count on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, they started pushing the 24-hour news networks and this and that and the other that we see this almost unsubstantiated creation of content because they have to.
There was an act that was passed, and I cannot remember what the act was called, that basically allowed the rise of entertainment news networks.
Oh, yeah?
And allowed the rise of a place like Fox News, which can parade itself as news when it's about 20% actual news and 80% extravagance.
Well, both of them, both MSN, Fox, any of the 24-hour news networks are 20% actual news content. I don't want to go off and say that just because they happen to be Republican that they're the only ones that are doing it. They're not.
I'm not saying that just because they happen to be Republican. I'm just saying that they do it and they also happen to be Republican.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with just because. It's just the Republican, the right-wingness of Fox News is a byproduct of how Fox News actually works.
Yeah.
Fox News is a fear-mongering station. Granted, I will give you that a lot of stations do use fear-mongering. News in general, with the 24-hour news cycle, uses fear-mongering.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen it on both sides of those, where it's just trying to tell you which way to go is all it is. And that's frustrating because I just want to know what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit about people's political leanings. I want to know whether or not they're doing good for the country.
Yeah.
That's what's important. And we haven't seen that in many, 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 many years.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, yes and no, Big the Asian. What he said here for the listeners, because I'll probably leave this in. To be honest, I think a lot of newer generation uses Facebook as a newspaper. Usually if it's not on Facebook, the newer generation doesn't know about it. A lot of younger people, like Brandon said a little bit ago, have uninstalled the Facebook app from their phones. They don't really even use Facebook that much. A lot of them are using Twitter and even sites like Instagram. Snapchat actually has a lot of like news story ads on the end of it.
Yeah, Facebook does, and that's a good point on top of that.
Yeah.
Facebook takes up a shit ton of space on your mobile phone.
Yeah, which is what Demanga Kid contributed there.
Yeah, for some inexplicable reason, Facebook takes up so much space.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're busy data mining all of the information off of your phone.
I have it on my phone, too.
Yeah.
I have the Facebook app on my phone, and I don't use it. I go through my browser. It just, to have Facebook Messenger, I'm pretty sure you have to have Facebook, the regular, the original, not extra crispy, the original Facebook app downloaded. Actually,
I don't think you do. But it does come standard on all phones, it seems like.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So really, that's where the problem is that it comes standard. You have to root your phone to get it off of there in most cases because money.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't need it to run Messenger as a rule.
Okay. I guess I'm just stupid. Fake news. I was giving out fake news. I saw an article on Breitbart that said that you need Facebook to have Facebook Messenger. Sorry, I really hate to get political on the podcast. I'm fucking riled up by all of this.
Yeah.
And
I understand.
I save it. You don't give two shits about politics for the most part. So it's just like yelling at a brick wall to talk to you about this stuff.
Yeah.
And well, I don't like to mix politics with our podcast.
It's more the more problem that I have is when you like, it's cool to lean one way or the other, but for me, you have to pull the other side into it as well. You can't say that it's only one side, and you don't. I'm not saying you specifically don't, but a lot of times,
fuck you.
But a lot of times what you'll see is people are only talking about how wrong the other side is, and they're not talking about what's wrong with the other side, or they're not pulling their own side's wrongs into it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to do both. You have to be fair and balanced.
Yeah.
but in reality.
Yeah, actually
know?
fair and balanced.
Actually fair and balanced. So that's what aggravates me from a side of neutrality. Is, I lean one way. I lean more conservative on some issues and more liberal on other issues. I don't care if somebody gets an abortion, but I don't want anybody to take my guns away.
Yeah. You hate affirmative action.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I haven't covered that in history yet. We started off with the Reformation period.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like when we walk into class, he turns on the projector, and the first thing we see is an image of a slave who had been whipped, just the scarring on his back. And I was like, that's a hell of a way to start a class.
Yeah, seriously.
Republican, Democrat makes a difference to me. If a Democrat has a good idea, I give credit where it is due, and vice versa. We're all trying to leave the country better. And yes, that's ideally what we would want to happen. It just doesn't pan out that way.
Yeah.
Because people have different morals and different moral codes and moral standings, and sometimes people throw enough money at something that they bend their outlooks and moral codes, and it is a thing that happens.
Yeah. Like, just to pull something out of the air here, not based on reality at all.
Okay.
Paying your lawyer or having your lawyer pay polling companies during an election
not based in reality
to
at
make
all.
it look like you are polling higher than you are
Mm-hmm.
to affect your potential voters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like if your lawyer, if
that
your
completely
ex-lawyer,
unsubstantiated.
if your
claim.
ex-lawyer just came out literally today on Twitter and said that this is what he did and he was paid for was to do that, that would be.
Is that what he was talking about being impeached? Didn't he have a press conference to address that immediately afterward? I think
probably. So. Who knows? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I do, but at the same time I don't. It's also fucking irritating.
I would love to see people in politics quack like ducks if I paid them. So everybody needs to donate to Dueling Ogres so we can throw that money into
so we can make a super PAC.
So we can make a super PAC. Yeah. To have politicians quack like ducks. I am 100% down for that. Hell yes.
Yeah, and you're right. It is all about money when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
It's about who your donors are, who your whatever their cults are.
Yeah.
I can't remember the words.
Yeah.
Remington, do you like eggs?
Yeah, eggs are cool.
Eggs?
Yeah.
Do you like the way they look?
I love eggs from my head down to my legs, Brandon.
Okay. When you eat an egg, do you eat the
Thanks. Here's a dollar to Quack Pack.
Quack Pack? I love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think Disney used it for DuckTales or anything. They used Quack Attack.
Yeah, Quack Attack we can't do, but Quack Pack I think works.
Yeah, I think we might be okay with that. Thanks, Nidalos.
Man, Nidalos beat me to that by a long shot. I would have never thought Quack Pack.
Nidalos is very witty.
Yeah.
He's one of those incredibly witty nerds.
Good on you, Nidalos.
Yeah.
So a photo of an egg has broken the record for most liked photo on Instagram.
Okay.
Beating out a picture of Kylie Jenner and her baby or something.
Okay. Why?
Because the most liked picture on Instagram for a while has been a picture of Kylie Jenner holding her baby or her baby holding her finger or something to do with Kylie Jenner and a baby. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I get that, but why the egg?
Let's set a world record together and get the most liked post on Instagram, the appropriately named World Record Egg account wrote earlier this month. We got this.
Okay. So they just asked people to like the egg.
Yes. So an Instagram account called World Record Egg _ world _ record _ egg posted with the explicit idea of beating Kylie Jenner's picture of a baby.
Okay.
Alongside hashtags like #the egg, #egg soldiers, and #egg gang, the mysterious user cleverly tagged a host of media sources, including BuzzFeed, which spoke with account holder Henrietta, a chicken from the British countryside. You cheat, it's my egg, she told BuzzFeed News, chalking the campaign's popularity up to the fact that the power of the egg is strong.
Don't mind me, I'm just going to go look for what was the egg called?
World Record Egg.
World
_ record _ egg.
_ record. You think it would pop up
And you're right, Big the Asian. Stupid shit does attract people.
It does. I'm going to follow and like the egg right now. They're sharing like wait. So I'm looking at the Instagram account right now, and there are a lot of weird egg pictures going on here. All right, so here we see the Instagram of the world record egg. That's the Ogres one. Anyway, so I've got it followed. All right, so what we're looking at right now is the Instagram of the world record egg. For those of you who are watching and not listening, there is only one post. It is the egg, which I am liking right now. But if you go over to the tagged, there are a lot of tags that are just very weird egg pictures, and they're all over the place, just like actual egg faces.
Kids that look like eggs.
There's
Steve Harvey is an egg.
so ridiculous. I don't know why I find that so funny. Oh, why? I don't even understand. And then, of course, you kind of have like the porno ones that are, tying into the, trying to tie in on it and get those SEO hits.
Yeah.
So there's this one. I like this one. This one's very stylish. Forced perspective here.
Yeah.
Cracking an egg open over top of somebody's head who looks far away, like he's going to get completely covered and doused in egg. But yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff out there that's tagged with egg tags.
So how many likes does this picture have? Can you see?
47.7 million hearts.
Okay.
Is what I have right here.
So I found an article on 2fab.com,
okay.
a website I've never heard of, where apparently they tracked down the person who created this account.
Okay.
Who is a 19-year-old kid.
Makes sense.
19-year-old looks like Indian kid.
Okay.
But this is a breakdown of it. So this is from 2fab.com.
Mm-hmm.
As of this writing, the account has attracted 7.4 million followers, and its single post has been liked by nearly 47.4 million people. Up to 47.7, you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So another 0.3 million people have liked it since this was published 2 hours ago.
Oh.
To put that staggering figure into perspective, that means nearly 15% of the United States population, or more people than Canada's entire population, have flocked to like this egg.
That's insane.
The kid was 13 when he started his first viral marketing thing.
Okay.
And he launched his own accounting firm by 14, and by 15 he was working for billionaire Mark Cuban.
Wow. So this is the kid who created this site.
Yes.
Or this Instagram account.
Is a quote from him. I specialize in crafting marketing and communication strategies for corporations and public figures.
We can't hire him.
No.
Much to my chagrin.
Seriously, he works for a billionaire.
Yeah.
Why can't we God damn it. Why can't we figure out any of this stuff?
It's all about the right combination of hashtags, man.
Yeah, but it takes more than that.
And, we have to be funny or witty, which we're not. I mean, we'd like to think so.
Yeah, but we're not at that level.
I mean, this kid got 47 million people, almost 48 million people to like an egg. There is a lot of luck involved in a viral marketing campaign, but there is a lot of skill as well.
Oh, no doubt.
And if you have the keen eye to see that in other viral marketing campaigns, it doesn't really matter how old you are. If you have that wherewithal, that knowing eye, all you have to do is just be driven enough to capitalize on it.
Well, and like it said in the article, he tagged BuzzFeed, he tagged some other people in it.
Yeah.
So he knew what he was doing.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That's the wherewithal that I'm talking about, You craft your thing and then you hit the right markets.
Yeah.
And you just let the fire run rampant.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to do. So, yeah. Kudos to this kid.
Yeah, seriously.
Ridiculous.
I'm jealous. I want to kill him and wear his skin and become him.
Yeah, but you'd have to also get good at marketing. Otherwise, you're just going to blow through his millions.
I'll blow through his millions. That's fine. Then I'll find another millionaire and wear their skin.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea.
See, some people create and some people do.
And murder.
I'm a doer.
Or murderer.
I'm a murderer. Yeah, I don't like that word.
So Chrome is planning to block spammy ads from around the world starting July 9th of this year. We're moving on to the next story.
Okay.
Since we're still in the kind of tech internet industry. After launching last year in the United States, Canada, and Europe, Chrome's built-in ad blocker will expand to every country in the world on July 9th, Google said in an announcement today. Google started blocking ads last year based on guidelines developed by the Coalition for Better Ads, a trade group the company helped launch. The guidelines prohibit websites from using obtrusive advertising strategies like employing pop-ups or videos with auto-playing sound. Google says it warns websites that are out of compliance before taking action, and that has, of the beginning of 2019, 2/3 of previously non-compliant publishers are in good standing, while only 1% of reviewed sites have had their ads filtered. In an announcement today, Google said its ultimate goal is not to filter ads, but build a better web for everyone everywhere. While some have cheered the plan as a way to rid the web of its most annoying ads, critics have argued that Google, which is a massive purveyor of advertising itself, should not be allowed to act as the gatekeeper in the ad world. As the launch goes global this summer, the stakes of that debate will only get higher, this article says. This is also from The Verge as well.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's something I wouldn't have thought about.
Yeah.
Is it being the gatekeeper of ads.
Yeah. But, I mean, that being said, Google ads, by and large, are very unobtrusive. They're usually a smaller box, about 500 by 300, 500 by 400 or so, pixel width and height. And it's really up to the site on how to implement them. So, like, I could put it on our site as a pop-up, but Google would actually hit me and say, no, you are not to do that. So don't use our ads that way. And theoretically, if they find out that I'm using their ads in such a fashion, they could actually pull me from the AdSense program.
Really?
Yes. Because it's against their terms of service to do that. So if they find out that you're doing it, you could actually lose your AdSense that way. Or is it whichever ad thing that they handle. I'm a huge fan of relatively unobtrusive ads anyway. I know that it's important to put ads on a website. I primarily use Amazon affiliate links, but I always put them down at the bottom of whatever I'm posting. So, because I don't like them to be the first thing that you see.
Yeah.
We have a sidebar on our website. There are ads there, but they're also supporting people that we have interviewed.
Yeah, those ads are pertaining to interests that somebody might have going to our website anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Nerd books, fantasy novels, stuff like that.
Exactly. So, I mean, as far as it goes, if you're a creator of something, you want to come on and do an interview, we'll hawk your stuff on our website. And you want it for free. You won't have to pay for it. If you don't want to come on it, I might charge you a little bit to run your ads.
Yeah,
because that's business.
It's just a business.
It's just a business thing. So, but it'll be a fair price because we don't get a whole lot of hits.
Yeah.
You can run a month of ads for $1.
Yeah,
maybe.
there you go.
Potentially. Who knows? We will discuss it in private. We'll draw up a contract.
See, I'm glad that they're going to try to do more with ads, though.
Yeah.
Because I use one of the sites that I use to get news from is geektyrant.com. And they are so fucking bad with ads.
They are lousy with ads.
It's like, hey, I'm on your phone.
Was it Comic Book?
Oh, God, comicbook.com is terrible.
Oh, my God. They make me want to kill myself every time I go to it.
It's just, hey, here's an ad that scrolls up your phone as you're using it. And then here's one that comes in from the side and takes over everything. You can't find the X on it.
Yeah.
You have to click on it.
Yeah.
According to a report by Variety, the Disney-Fox acquisition is set to finalize in early March.
And this is including in Mexico and everywhere? Okay.
It's a $71.3 billion transaction.
Wow.
Yeah. Gambit, Dr. Doom, and the X-Force movies are dead.
Okay.
According to, quote, comic book movie scooper Daniel Richtman, who tweeted, "Not a huge surprise, but from what I hear, Gambit and Dr. Doom are officially dead. As for X-Force, it's not officially dead, but they only have 2 months to start filming it, and that's not going to happen. So, not happening, not with Fox anyway.
Oh, wow.
A Doctor Doom movie would have been cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Gambit movie. I love Gambit.
Yeah.
They were talking
He's probably my second favorite X-Man.
after
Wolverine.
Wolverine, of course, yeah.
Second or maybe third. I like Rogue a lot as well.
Yeah, Rogue is cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So they were talking about Channing Tatum for Gambit.
Yeah. Well, hadn't they actually started a script with him?
I think so, yeah.
And, or even recording with him?
The Uncharted movie gets a new director with Dan Trachtenberg, who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, and Tom Holland is set to star as a young Nathan Drake.
Okay.
Tom Holland being the kid who plays Spider-Man.
Right, yeah.
Also, the Minecraft movie gets Peter Sollett as its new director, who did Raising Victor Vargas and Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Okay.
Both movies I've never seen.
I wanted to see Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, but I never got around to seeing it, so.
Okay, the other 2 stories I'll save for us to talk about next time.
Okay.
So I don't just barrel through them.
Okay. I'm going to drop some quick movie news myself. The Detective Pikachu movie is getting an official toy line, including a detective hat and a talking plush.
Yes.
So the talking plush is supposed to have some robotic ears that will move. And also you can switch between a voice actor. I don't know if it's Ryan Reynolds or not, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And just a regular Pika.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you'll be able to choose between the two. There is just a ton of stuff. I'm going to switch over for the viewers, but you can, for the listeners at home, you'll be able to click on the link and see it. So they are partnering with Mega Constructs, and by they I mean Mattel. They will also be supplying Mega Constructs building sets, including a 232-piece, 6.25-inch Detective Pikachu figure and a similar Mr. Mime figure.
Wow.
Both feature articulated limbs and poses. Have you guys seen the fan-made Uncharted short film featuring the main guy from Firefly, Nathan Fillion?
No,
I have not either.
I remember it being posted, and I remember people losing their shit over it,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen... I've played Uncharted a tiny, tiny little amount, so it didn't really catch my eye as like, hey, I need to watch this.
It's one of those games that I've always wanted to play and never have. Mostly because I don't own a system.
Yeah.
So
you need to get a PlayStation. I think that's what you need to get.
I don't really have time to play it.
Yeah.
I barely have time to stream anymore. We also see some figurines that they'll be releasing. That is the electronic plush that I was talking about. And they are also going to be releasing a whole bunch of stuff for the Pokemon trading card game.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
The official Pokemon Center store that offers various Pokemon merchandise will be launching a Detective Pikachu line of merch on April 2nd, 2019. This includes the Detective Pikachu Deerstalker hat with plush Pikachu ears, Hi-Hat Cafe apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, a hoodie, a diner mug, and more. There will also be a second series of merchandise arriving in May that includes Rhyme City Police Department apparel and accessories, including a polo shirt, baseball cap, mug, and pin. And the Detective Pikachu trading card game will be getting just a slew of bits and bobs, including specific holographic cards, including large cards, featuring Charizard from the movie, the CCG, or the computer-generated graphic counterpart from the movie, both in foil.
Nice.
So the small card and the large card in foil. The merchandise line we've developed for a Pokemon trading card game, Pokemon Center, as well as the amazing selection of licensed toys, celebrates this remarkable milestone for the brand and is sure to delight Pokemon fans of all ages, says Colin Palmer, the Pokemon Company International VP of Marketing. And continuing the movie news, a new Ghostbusters movie is coming.
Yeah, I saw this.
So this is from Ivan Reitman, who directed the original 1984, and his son, Jason Reitman, who is going to co-write and direct. No plot details are available yet, but it will take place in the same universe that the original proton pack wielding Ghostbusters foursome saved back in the 1980s. The film, which already has a teaser, is scheduled to hit theaters in summer of 2020. And what we see in the teaser trailer, I'm going to go ahead and replay it for the people out here in chat world.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's there's so little there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been a fan created teaser trailer, but I'm very interested to see who they're going to bring back for it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we all know that Dan Aykroyd and
Ernie Hudson?
No.
Bill Murray?
Bill Murray hate each other. So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, they came back for the video game voiceovers, but they didn't have to work in the same room. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of it.
I would hope that they would put apart their differences. I mean, Dan Aykroyd's going to do it for sure. Dan Aykroyd is not doing much of anything except selling his Skull vodka.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's been touting a Ghostbusters 3, and the script's been written for years and years and years. I mean, every fucking year Dan Aykroyd comes out and says they're making a Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah, he definitely
This is an
wants
actual
one.
concrete thing now. I imagine Bill Murray will come back for it in some capacity.
That would be nice. Let's see here. There's a Super Blood Moon coming January 21st. This is a little bit of space news. Just going to fly through it real quick. Check it out. That's really all I have to say about it.
Okay.
I mean, I was going to go into, what exactly a blood moon is and how it occurs, but since we're running low on time, I just wanted to hit on it because, by the edited version of the podcast will probably be out by the 21st.
Okay.
Hopefully. So I don't have school again. And let's see here. Anything else? Oh, the new Mortal Kombat 11 launch party came out. So that, I don't know if it's still going on Twitch, but you might be able to pop over, just search Mortal Kombat 11 and it should come up. We got a trailer for it on December 6th for those of you who like those kind of fighting games. I like them. Just don't play them anymore.
I like them. I'm just terrible at them.
Yeah, I'm a strategic button masher is what I like to call myself. Creator Ed Boon showed off the new character customization options. The developers have added this go around. You'll be able to create, modify, and collect multiple versions of every character. This starts with different skins or outfits for each character, and the characters also have 3 costume pieces. In Scorpion's case, that's a face mask, a katana, and his "Get over here" spear. Your customization will show up in battle, and it seems like there's also more than just cosmetics at play here. Each piece of equipment has 3 augmentation sockets you'll be able to do something in.
Okay, so this is like what they did with Injustice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the last one that I want to hit in gaming news real quick, Sega developer Reiko Kodama is to be honored at with the Pioneer Award at GDC 2019. I am going to cover this one a little harder before we end.
Okay.
Organizers of the 19th Annual Game Developers Choice Awards, GDCA, the premier accolades for peer recognition celebrating the industry's top games, studios, and developers, have revealed that veteran legacy game developer Reiko Kodama will receive this year's Pioneer Award, which honors breakthrough tech and game design milestones. The GDCA will also recognize Kodama for her career in game development, spanning more than 3 decades, including her work on some of the most beloved titles in Sega's classic games library, from Phantasy Star through Alex Kidd to Skies of Arcadia and beyond.
Wow.
She began in 1984 at Sega with Champion Boxing on the company's SG-1000 game console. She learned how to create pixel art and animation from veteran designers at the company. She refined her work to create designs for arcade games like Sega Ninja and Quartet before moving into the Sega Mark III or the Sega Master System in non-Japanese territories. On the more advanced hardware, she honed her skills to contribute background designs for the now classic Alex Kidd in Miracle World and key artwork for Phantasy Star. Moving on to the 16-bit Mega Drive platform, also known as the Genesis in North America.
Mm-hmm.
She contributed key artwork for such landmark genre-defining titles as Altered Beast, Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, and Sonic the Hedgehog. All the while, she worked alongside other game development pioneers such as Yuji Naka, creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Yu Suzuki, former head of AM2, the team behind Virtua Fighter. I will link the rest of it down in the description below if you want to read the full article. Reiko Kodama, as well as Lifetime Achievement Award recipient Amy Hennig, will be honored at the Game Developers Choice Awards ceremony taking place on Wednesday, March 20th, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. at the San Francisco Moscone Center during the 2019 GDC and in conjunction with the Independent Games Festival. The ceremonies are available to attend for all GDC 2019 pass holders. So this is another long time. The reason why I pointed this story out primarily is because this is where the shout out of women in the gaming industry is really important. Because we have the whole Gamergate and Comicsgate and all of the other stuff, and how it's primarily viewed as this male-centric world. And here we have a developer from the beginning of Sega. She has been there, and she's getting recognition, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
I'm glad that all of this is, and it doesn't really matter how long you've been in the industry. Any industry, really. You can get props at any point in your career.
Yeah.
As far as it goes, she was working positions that weren't in the forefront. She wasn't the straight up game developer. That's where you hear the names, where you get familiar with the names.
Yeah, but it sounds like she was in key positions.
Yes, she was. And if you read further down in the article as she rose through the Sega company, with 3.5 decades of game development, Kodama drew from her experience and expertise to produce the 7th Dragon series of RPG on Nintendo DS, 3DS, and the PlayStation Portable platforms. Her current role sees her producing the Sega Ages series of classic game ports to the Nintendo Switch, a series that honors many of the same timeless Sega titles that she herself helped create in her pioneering role as game developer in the 1980s through now. So, she's gone on to be a producer on these games.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's stuck in making art, making background art. So, but you always have to start somewhere, and you're usually the low man on the totem pole. And she has risen through the decades to a very prestigious position, and it's good that she is now getting those accolades.
Agreed.
So I think that's going to wrap us up for this week.
Yep.
If you have any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978 DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres. Email us at duelingogres@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Facebook or Twitter. Like these nice people go. Brandon.
Our first comment is from Jesse Starcher of the Source Material Podcast, another podcast that you should go check out if you like comic books.
Absolutely. Comic books, and he's part of the Radulich in Broadcasting Network, which is handled by Mark Radulich. He has several other podcasts like metal podcasts and books, and I think maybe some politics and stuff. So Jesse Starcher does like you said, the comic book one.
Yeah. He says, so Mark Russell in the Jesus comic, referring to something we talked about last week. We've covered 2 of his DC runs over on the Source Material Comics podcast. The first of which was his take on the Flintstones, which was a societal commentary including thoughts on PTSD, the covenant of marriage, and other things. Then you have his Snagglepuss book, which we talked about when it was first announced, if you remember.
I do.
Where Snagglepuss is a gay Gothic playwright in the 60s and a target of McCarthyism.
Yeah, cracks me up.
All right. He's wrote books on religion before. He's an interesting and polarizing creator that DC gave the reins to some classic cartoon properties.
Yeah.
And then he posted a couple pictures of things that he's done. We also had another comment from Viscount Terry W. Irvin II, who commented and said, the Superman movies in the late 1970s, early 1980s, starring Christopher Reeves, were pretty popular and overall well done. They took the series a little too far after the first 2. I think they sort of went downhill in quality, although Richard Pryor in the third one added a really entertaining element.
Well, that's because Richard Pryor was awesome.
Yeah. And speaking of cocaine, Richard Pryor did all of it.
Also true. Yeah, his work ethic was terrible, but goddamn, was he a good performer?
Yeah.
I remember they were talking about he was originally supposed to play Bart in the Blazing Saddles movie for Mel Brooks, and they ended up going with Cleavon Little in part because Richard couldn't get to set on time. But he did contribute a lot of writing to that script.
Oh, okay.
So you can, and the funniest thing is there are a lot of poking fun at racism and whatnot in that movie. They drop the N-bomb all the time. It happens in the Old West. A previous African-American railroad worker becoming the sheriff of a town, that sort of thing, for those of you who haven't seen Blazing Saddles. And the whole point of it is to make a mockery of racism.
Yes.
From interviews that I've watched with Mel Brooks, he said that really a lot of the racist jokes that were not written by Richard Pryor, even though he was the black guy working on the script. So it's just funny to see where you find yourself in the writing process. He wrote a lot of that kind of humor anyway, but a lot of it was just more anecdotal about his life as well. So.
I've never really watched any Richard Pryor stand-up. Yeah, I probably should.
Oh yeah, he's fun to watch for sure. So, thank you so much for the comments on the Facebooks. Make sure to subscribe on our website, duelingogres.com, for news shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. And finally, be sure to find us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, the Google Podcast app, anywhere you can find a podcast, but especially on iTunes, where you can leave that 5-star review, leave a little bit of a blurb saying how much you liked or disliked the show, because that helps to boost us higher on the Cool Kids list, helps to expose us a little bit more, and if there's one thing that I enjoy, it's exposing myself to people. That awkward laugh just sold it for everybody.
Yeah.
So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
Good night.
I didn't know what to say.
Completely caught you off guard.
He does like exposing himself, but is he
serious?
Is he trying to joke right now, or is he sharing something personal about himself?
Is this awkward now? I'd expose myself, but it's against Twitch's terms of service. There was a little belly shot right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little dip into the old belly button.
How dare you?
I know. Getting saucy. Dueling Ogres After Dark.
Belly button chat. Fire.
All right. Fire Angels, fire hype.
Oh, I want more. Don't we all?
Yeah. Everybody, see, once you get on the Dueling Ogres, you never get off.
I think.
Wait a minute. After show.
Yeah.
This will be in the outtakes. Once you
get on the Dueling Ogres, you never get off.
That one made me blush a little.
Yeah, I know. You're like, oh my.
I do declare, I've got the vapors.
I wonder if that's why I'm single.
Because you never get off of the Dueling Ogres?
Yeah.
Yeah.
LMAO.
What is that?
What?
LMAO.
Laughing my ass off.
Well, I understand the meaning of the acronym.
Oh, and our Discord, Rain commented.
Oh.
And he said LMAO.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't that just be laughing my ass off?
Laughing my ass off. Consider that ass laughed entirely off.
Completely off.
Goodbye, ass.
That ass is gone.
Who could hang an ass on you? You change with every new ass. Still, I'm gonna lick you.
What the fuck song is that?
Ruby Tuesday.
I don't know what that is.
Only about asses. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. You know that song.
No, I don't.
You literally do not know that song?
Who sings it?
Rolling Stones, I believe.
Oh, okay. No, I have no idea.
You change with every new day.
I'm not a huge Rolling
Stones
Stones
fan.
Still, I'm
gonna miss you. Yeah, but I mean, everybody knows Ruby Tuesday.
Except for me. Sorry, I don't think I've ever heard it.
That is shocking to me.
You know what's shocking to me? Is that you're wearing underwear.
Aha!
Aha!
How'd you know I'm wearing underwear?
I didn't. Shot in the dark.
You took a gamble, Remington.
And it paid
when
off.
you tugged on my belt, you took a gamble. Yeah. That's where that bottle goes. Fuck you, bottle. Right on the floor.
Well, that'll be
Yeah, recycle. Yeah, that's what happens to you, bottle. You're getting recycled, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, poor.
Sitting around all plastic. You think you're cool?
Not.
You think you got something going on that we don't?
Nobody does.
Get out of here.
More than we do.
Nobody knows it.
Everybody is.
Ooh.
Bees knees. They're not.
Nobody knows it. What is that song?
Nobody knows it. I don't know.
Things are going to get easy.
I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
So you actually know a song for once? Sorry. I just want to apologize. I'm really sorry. It's my first day of ska band. Pick it up.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
I love the idea of Guy at his first day of ska band.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
No, dude. Just kind of let it spill out of your mouth.
Pick it up.
Well, no, not like you're drunk. I mean, it's still got to be.
Pick it up.
Oh God, you threw up a little, didn't you?
I was letting it spill.
Yeah, you did. All over,
Ska.
all over my sax. Thanks.
I think I got some in the bell.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's pretty ska, though, isn't it?
No, well, not. I mean, yes, but only when we've had a whole lot of beerses.
Yeah. I don't drink.
I mean, you can't be in a ska band then.
Pick it up.
No, pick it up.
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 No, you did it. You did it.
I did it.
I'm drinking beer.
I'm real ska boy.
Rude boy.
Oh, no.
Rude boy.
I don't want to be rude to anybody. I didn't join a ska band to be rude.
I just had to scroll up. Brandon's blind, so I have to make the chat really big for him.
It could probably be bigger.
Hold on.
There we go. It's like those jitterbug phones. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. The old people jitterbug phones that are like...
Call grandkids.
The text is this big on a screen that's only this big. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. You
I think
scroll through one letter at a time.
Yeah. Makes sense.
H-E-L-P.
911. He does have glasses on, but they're terrible. Like I have near perfect 20/20 vision. Give me those.
I'm blind as shit.
He is blind as a bat. Oh, God damn, that's rough. Beardy, thank you for the 100 biddies.
It's for me to get new glasses.
That's exactly what
Here's
it is.
100 biddies. I feel bad for you. Buy new glasses.
Please, for the love of God, take this $1 and buy new glasses.
I'm like Mr. Magoo over here.
No, Mr.
What's going
Magoo,
on?
you've done it again, sir. Bye.
Past that was my excitement.
Go to
this week.
Zenny. Sorry. My Brother and Me is an easy podcast to get into. It's very good. The brothers who host it also do a D&D podcast called The Adventure Zone.
Yeah, that's true.
You've heard of The Adventure Zone?
Oh, yeah. My Brother and Me, they had a show on CISO
Mm-hmm.
that was fucking hilarious. They're based out of Huntington. They grew up in Huntington, West
Oh,
Virginia.
yeah. I know those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and The Adventure Zone's good. I'm like overly jealous, not only of how popular they've gotten,
Yeah.
but just the ease with which they're hilarious.
Yeah.
You know how there's some people that are just hilarious easily all the time?
And we have to constantly force ourselves to be funny?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's hit or miss for us.
Yeah.
Most of the things they say are genuinely funny.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, I'm so happy
I'm glad that
that
they're
you brought
successful.
up My Brother and Me.
Thanks, guys.
A podcast that's way more successful
A
than us.
podcast that's way better than us and out of our own home state. You do you. Glad I do not have millions. I don't want to wear your skin, Pickles. I just want to pet it.
You want to pet Pickles?
I want to pet Pickles. Mm-hmm. Just like that.
You have to be the equivalent of like an extra large t-shirt for me to just physically be able to wear you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're smaller than that, you're fine.
Yeah. That makes sense. You don't want to be one of those douches walking around in a too tight for you shirt.
Yeah, I'd look ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Don't be so obtuse, people. Yeah. Jeez. Thank you again for the 26 more biddies. You just evening it out to a even 1,000. That means Pickles has given us $10.
Damn.
Bless your heart, Pickles.
That's awesome.
You have almost paid for 1 month of Libsyn.
I will wear your skin with pride. They said they were a medium, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll squeeze into it.
And now she's taking those biddies back. Thanks, Brandon.
Furiously typing, get biddy refund, ? How to.